Tony, Mamadi Diakite's coming off one of his best games. How much progress do you think he's made from last year to this year offensively?
Yeah, Mamadi's improved, and I hope he'll keep improving. Again, he's a little newer to the game, you know, when you look at his background of coming from Guinea and how much basketball experience he's had. But it's really encouraging signs when you see Mamadi make a jumper, a post move. And, you know, I always am continuing to encourage him, get all over the offensive glass, because he's quick and athletic and can do things, and then keep trying to improve defensively. So I've liked that. He's only in his second year. So, you know, there's a lot of improvement there to hopefully still be had. Your light just went out, by the way.
That's all right. They got enough light on you that it's going to look good anyway. Talk a little bit about Davidson, because they've scored 100 points a couple times. They started the season off scoring 100.
On my radio show the other night, we talked about it. We played them 3 years ago, and they had us down 10. And after the game, Justin Anderson said, "Coach, that's the hardest team I've ever had to guard. The stuff they run, very well coached, very active with screens and movement. All 5 guys can spread and shoot threes. They shoot almost 35 threes a game. They're a challenge." And so we're going to have to be very sharp defensively and good offensively. They played Carolina close. They lost at Nevada, who's a heck of a team. So they're good, you know, a good team in the A-10. And you see college. Does that mean my time's up? you see college basketball and the parity in it. And A-10 is a great league. There's teams that you just got to be ready every night out. And Davidson's a storied program with a great coach, talented players. So it's good preparation for ACC ball, and we got to be at our best.
Kind of along those same lines, the games you've played to this point, how beneficial have they been in terms of figuring out this team and getting ready for ACC?
I think good. You know, we always try to schedule the right way. You know, Wisconsin was a good game here. They haven't played as well, and they're young. You know, it's just we try to find quality competition, and hopefully it prepares you and shows you things. I think it has. Being at West Virginia, our last game against a quality team in that setting, that style, Rhode Island. I mean, we've had some games at VCU that are certainly good tests, and the tests will continue to come with Davidson and, of course, all of them. Then you get into league play, and there are no days off in league play.
How do you feel about what you've seen so far from your team?
Yeah, it's one of the most, I don't know how we said, one of the most willing teams. Like they really understand, because there's some newness to it. There's guys evolving and getting in different roles, bigger roles, guys that are in their first year of playing. So those things bring a little bit of uncertainty, but they're so willing. They know they have to be very good with their team defense, and they're making the effort to do that. They're very unselfish, and we got to continue to find ways to, you know, bring different guys into the scoring fold that way. But they've been really good to coach because they work hard, and the leadership of Devin and Isaiah, and then, you know, I've made Jack a captain, and the guys, they want to do it well and they want to do it right. There isn't a slacker in the bunch, and they're just you can see that willingness, and I love that about them up to this point, and, you know, we'll continue to be tested.
When you played Lehigh, Brett Reed after the game was saying that he wanted to schedule after playing you a couple of years ago. And do you get a lot of teams like that want to test themselves against your type of defense?
Yeah, sometimes scheduling is tough. You know, it's kind of like, in a way, we played Davidson, and in a way I'm like, I don't think I ever want to play him again, but yet I do, because I know if you've got any leaks or holes in your plan, they're going to expose them. So I think some teams, yeah, hopefully we make it hard for teams, you know, offensively and defensively. And I know scheduling is always, it's an interesting dynamic, but some teams want to play, some teams don't, you know, because, they might not score as much. It might be a lower possession game, but I didn't know that about Lehigh, but I certainly respect their program.
I already asked you about Mamadi before going in year 2. What about Ty? What do you think of the step he's taken in year 2?
Ty, I think all of our guys from their first year, their second year, or even Devin from his 4th year to his 5th year have improved physically. I think with their mind, the game, their skills, and all that stuff. Some you see it, some you don't. But I think Ty, you know, we've been privileged for 4 years to have London Parentes run the show, and London was so good. We've had, you think of Malcolm, Justin, Joe, Anthony, Mike, and you go down the list of the quality players. Now we've got Kyle and Ty, who are in their 2nd year, and new. and they're in a bigger role, and so there's some learning and growing, but I think those guys have a bright future in front of them. I think Ty, following kind of in London, he's not London, he's his own guy, but he gives us different things. I know he was frustrated with a couple turnovers at the end of the West Virginia game. One of them was just we didn't execute the play right, but he'll grow from that. He's real competitive, and again, he wants to win in the worst way. So I like what I'm seeing, and I think we're going to continue to see more as we progress.
How much do you have to remind yourself?
The light's on.
Yeah. Part of the dance party.
That's
How much
right.
do you have to remind yourself of that, whether it's practice or a game, that these guys are still just in there? They're not Malcolm, they're not London, they're not these veteran guys.
Oftentimes, I think sometimes you can limit as a coach, you can limit your players when you see the things maybe that they aren't. There's great potential in those guys, and I know that we're going to go against teams with incredible talent, but it's my job to coach them hard and look at those areas with a fine-tooth comb or a microscope and say we got to improve those areas, but also to let them know there's potential, there's good in there, and to continue to foster that out. I think that's sometimes when you're pessimistic or you look too closely at the flaws, you miss what they do well. And I think with a younger team, this team, because it's new, it needs to know we can do this. It won't be easy, but we can, and I think those younger guys have to. And if I'm saying, well, hey, Malcolm did this, London did this, why aren't you, that's not the right way to go. They're doing things with their skill and their mind that sometimes those guys didn't do in their second years.
And finally, defensively, you lead the country in scoring defense. Are you pleased with how the team as a whole is kind of adapting into what you're coaching?
Yeah, I think that will continue to be tested as we go against the competition we're going to see. But Isaiah is such a good team defender. Our veteran guys, Isaiah and Devin and Jack, are very good team defensive players, and that helps the cause. And, I think the team knows that's what we hang our hat on. We got to be as good as we can to be in games with our defense. So that's got to stay at the highest level, and then we got to keep working to improve. And our formula doesn't change over the years, over the games, but we just keep trying to tighten it and improve it. And our saying is the defense never rests, and that's true because you got to keep working on it. You can't just assume you've got it. You got to keep working to improve and be as sharp as you can every game you play.
I just got one more quick one for you. I know you get asked about Jay all the time. Where is he still working to get better, whether it's in games or in practice, and maybe get on the floor?
Yeah, he shows certainly his great flashes and his talent. I think you saw it was it the Austin Peay game? He showed those things. When we go against physical, bigger bodies, that stuff, the improvement there. But his ability as a 7-footer to shoot the three, run the floor, block some shots are great things. And I think that for bigger guys, especially a 7-footer, I think the adjustment sometimes is harder. He's a redshirt, as DeAndre is, and I think the adjustment period takes a little longer. Defensively, being able to go against the pace of the game and the physicality, all those things are just there that he's got to keep taking steps, and he's in his first year. So I think there'll be some opportunities here and there, and as he continues to improve, he's got a bright future, but it is a process, and I think for bigger guys, it takes a little longer.